Final Fantasy, Persona, The Legend of Heroes, Phantasy Star, Pokemon. These are some of the bigger, better and more well-known JRPG franchises out there, and I'm guessing everyone watching this video has played at least one of these games. And, well, without a particular title, none of these games would probably exist. Certainly not in the way that we know them. That one game is none other than Dragon Quest. Hi, I'm bigcal and welcome to my world, and welcome to the first of what I hope will be an annual tradition, Dragon Questober. Throughout the month of October I'm dedicating my channel to Dragon Quest, so I'll be doing numerous videos all themed around Dragon Quest. And to start off, I just wanted to go through a brief history of the godfather of the JRPG genre, Dragon Quest. So without further ado, let's just dive in. Considered the godfather of JRPGs, Dragon Quest technically wasn't the first of its genre, but was the game that created the style of gameplay and tropes that we have come to expect from a turn-based JRPG today, as well as holding the distinction of being the first console JRPG. Prior to Dragon Quest, RPG games in general were very different, typically being a computerised version of Dungeons & Dragons, featuring complex and somewhat confusing rules and accompanied by mostly text-based gameplay. This obviously only appealed to a fraction of the still relatively small PC gaming market. On top of that, the majority of these games were created outside of Japan. However, with releases such as Wizardry and Ultima, the genre began to penetrate the Japanese market and created a cult following. This led to JRPGs such as The Black Onyx and Dragon Slayer, two of the earliest and most well-received Japanese role-playing games. Still, the genre wasn't quite what we had come to know it as, and it was still limited to PC only. With the release of the Famicom, the Japanese version of the Nintendo Entertainment System, gaming was no longer limited to expensive computer systems, opening up a whole new audience, and with it, the chance to bring the JRPG genre into the homes of more people than ever before. Yuji Horii and Koichi Nakamura. While everyone always talks about Horii when discussing the original Dragon Quest games, it's rare that I ever hear anyone mention Nakamura. But for me, he was just as important and influential to the success of the series and genre. Both men were enamoured with Western RPGs. Horii loved Wizardry, while Nakamura loved Ultima. Instead of choosing one game over the other as a major inspiration for Dragon Quest, the two men decided to combine both games. What resulted was the overhead perspective for the overworld from Ultima and the first-person battle system from Wizardry, merged together seamlessly for Dragon Quest. With memory limitations on the Famicom cartridges, along with the desire to simplify and streamline everything for more casual gamers, Horii and Nakamura built upon a menu system they had implemented in a previous game they had worked on together called Portopia Serial Murders. This was a graphical menu system with some menus opening up multiple options to choose from, perfect for what they needed in Dragon Quest. As Nakamura spent time programming the game, Horii was designing the world on paper, making it simple enough to fit on a Famicom cart, but also detailed enough so the players will be able to see exactly what everything is. All that was needed designing visually now were the characters and monsters. Famous mostly for his work with Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama was brought on board to add his distinctive artwork to the game. What resulted is some of the most iconic characters in gaming, and none more iconic in the JRPG world than the Slime Monster. This blue teardrop looking monster is typically the first enemy you encounter in every Dragon Quest game, and quickly became the mascot due to its simplistic design and, well, cute and friendly face. So Nakamura was busy programming, Horii designing the world, and Toriyama bringing the characters to life. All that was left now was to create the music. Koichi Sugiyama had worked on various television shows, movies, and even a couple of video game soundtracks prior to his work on Dragon Quest. However, despite putting the entire soundtrack together in just a week, his iconic themes for the Dragon Quest series, which are still used to this day and are featured in every single Dragon Quest game, are what he's best known for professionally. The opening theme song of Dragon Quest still fills me with pure joy every time I hear it. In 1986, the very first Dragon Quest game was finally released on the Nintendo Famicom, and it took the country by storm. Of the 2 million copies sold worldwide, 1.5 million of those were in Japan alone. The West still wasn't sold on the concept, but the JRPG was up and running in its home country. From there, the series has spawned 10 sequels, with another in production as we speak, a Pokemon-style spin-off series, a handful of other spin-offs, mobile phone games, mangas, animes, various ports and remasters, and a ton of merchandise. Over 80 million copies of Dragon Quest games have sold since 1986, and this number is from 2019, so not fully up to date. And while it did never catch on in the West as much as, say, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest is still one of the biggest gaming franchises in Japan, right up there with Super Mario and Pokemon. Obviously, I could have gone a lot deeper into the history and creation of the Dragon Quest series, but then it wouldn't have been a brief history of Dragon Quest, and that would have been silly, because I called the video a brief history of Dragon Quest. Yeah, I'm crazy? I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Anyway, hopefully in the future, in a future Dragon Questober video series, because hopefully it'll become a tradition, I probably will do a more in-depth look at the whole series, but for now, just the brief history, because I really wanted to get into some other topics, such as the next video talking about the original Dragon Quest game. And then throughout the month there will be more Dragon Quest themed videos, such as a pickups video, top 10 Dragon Quest monsters, and ending with a big review on Dragon Quest XI. So I'm bigcal, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more Dragon Questober content.